Welcome back, everyone. Today we're touring Canvas Stadium, home of the Colorado State football team. Located north of the Denver area in Fort Collins, Colorado. After the old stadium was located off campus for many years, this stadium is located on the campus of Colorado State University. Every photo you see today was taken by me. You can write in the comments section what you like about this stadium. And with that, let's start the tour. Similar to San Diego State Stadium in the same conference, it's a beautiful brand new state-of-the-art stadium. I would say it's basically a smaller version of an NFL stadium. Opened up back in 2017 with a capacity of 36,500. In reality, they could actually fit, close to 41,000 in here if need be. There's a U-shaped lower bowl that wraps around the south end zone. The seating on either sideline is pretty symmetric. You have the lower bowl, and then above that, you have a second tier of seating that goes down sideline to sideline. The nicer seats located towards the 50-yard line are actually chairback seating, and you can see it spells out Rams. That's always a nice touch. The main difference between the west and east sideline is the west sideline actually has a press box and all the suites and things like that. There's 23 private suites, 884 club seats, and 224 box seats. The highest point in the stadium is above the press box luxury suites area at 123 feet tall. This is the exterior of that press box area, and it's a really nice look. It's a modern look, and then I love the stonework down below. The stonework's actually sprinkled throughout the exterior of the stadium. As you turn the corner looking at the northwest corner of the stadium, this is the exterior. The upper deck is actually pretty exposed. You can see the concrete and the steel framing. And down below it calls out the Canvas Stadium name, and it's just a very sleek, modern look. On the left side of the screen, you can see the large steps going up. It's symmetric on both sidelines. On the north end zone, you have these steps, and then there's the New Belgium porch in the north end zone. If you don't know, New Belgium is actually located in Fort Collins. When we were in Fort Collins, we went out and checked out the brewery. I would definitely recommend that as well. Behind the New Belgium porch, just beyond the stadium, they actually have these statues of two Rams. Definitely worth checking out. I always think it's cool when there's statues. A lot of the stadium actually reminds me of the University of Minnesota's football stadium. One big difference is obviously there's no upper deck in the stadium at the south end zone. If you were to remove that in Minnesota Stadium and add this video board, then it would be very similar. This is a view looking at the back side of that video board. They have the large Rams logo printed on the back of the video board. I think that's a nice touch. And then touched on it earlier, but the upper deck, it's exposed. Again, you can see the steel framing and then a lot of the concrete on the underside or the back side of the upper deck. The exterior of the east side, I would say the lower portion of it's very similar to the west side where you have the press box, and then the upper deck again is similar to the west side upper deck where that actually sticks out and is exposed. One big difference here, there's no press box, and then you have these large lighting above the stadium, very NFL style lighting. One thing that I thought was interesting about this stadium is field level is at grade. So when you're standing outside the stadium, you're pretty much at field level, and there's really standing room only seats in the north end zone. Even Minnesota stadiums drop down a little bit, and a lot of stadiums actually are sunken in. So it's interesting to see that this one's at field level even when you're standing outside. If you go to the northwest corner of the stadium, you'll see where it says Ram football. If you look in through there, they have the mannequins with all the jerseys and things like that. Located along the west side, they have a bunch of different things and places you can go for banquets. They also have the Hall of Champions. I wasn't able to go check that out, but hopefully next time if I go back, I can get some footage of that. Located adjacent to the football stadium on the west side is where Colorado State's practice facility and practice fields are. Every video I like to throw in a photo of myself at the stadium, shows I was actually there. This brings us towards the end of the tour of one of the nicer stadiums in all of college football. It's relatively on the smaller side, but being brand new, it's a very nice facility.